Hi, I'm Chad. This is another edition of Ticks, Flicks, Knives, and Sticks. Today, I'm going to review a movie. I haven't reviewed a movie in a little while. It's a movie that's been out for about 6 years, 7 years. Came out in, I believe, 2015. I've watched this movie at least 4 or 5 times, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's called The Deadlands. It's a New Zealand produced film. I know this is backwards, but called The Deadlands. Nothing to do with zombies. Nothing to do with zombies. It's a technically it's an action film set, I think, like about 200 years before the European, invasion. It's set on an island off the coast of New Zealand, and it focuses on a couple of New Zealand tribes on the island, and the one tribe comes from one side of the island just to basically desecrate the ancient burial ground and slaughter the whole tribe that exists there that kind of protects it. And all that's left is a 15-year-old boy who's the son of like the chieftain or whatever of the tribe, and he's left kind of shamed because he was kind of knocked down a hill and knocked out, and he feels he needs to get revenge for the death of his father and his village. And meanwhile, this bad tribe, they've decided to get back home faster, to cut like 5-6 days off their trip. They're going to cut through the Deadlands, which is an area of like jungle and land that is supposedly haunted by a demon, a monster, that devours the flesh of men, when in actuality it's just a, a man. It's just a man who's exists there, and he is the last survivor of his tribe, who's felt shame for being responsible for the loss of his entire tribe. So the young 15-year-old boy sets out to see if he can find this monster, this demon, to help him get revenge on this other tribe who is now crossing the demon's lands. So the two of them, he reluctantly agrees, hoping that he'll get redemption, some form of redemption, and possibly have his ancestors allow him to pass on and be with them when he dies. So the two of them together head after and seek out this tribe, and the violence is intense and brutal. But there's one of the best things about this is there's nothing fake. There's nothing, people on wires and stuff and bouncing off trees and stuff. It's all real, and it's all brutal. It's all like historically accurate fighting from that the Maori people practiced and did. There's very brutal, but there was a lot of honor and respect in it. It's amazing to watch. Like I said, it's brutal, very brutal at times, but it's very fun to watch, and it's a beautiful film. Most of it is shot in New Zealand, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. There's like not really, I don't think there's hardly any sets. It's all just filmed out in the jungles, and beautiful, beautiful. And one of the weapons that the Maori people used, this is a more modern, hard kind of plasticky, kind of like polypropylene, but it's even harder. This is a weapon called a patu, that's like this. It's normally it was made from either stone, wood, or rock, especially like a rare green stone that was there, and it was very brutal. A lot of strikes to the head, to the arms. I mean, they chop off arms, they chop off heads, slice people open, they'd gut people, disembowel them with something like this. They had a lot of crazy, vicious weapons, but this was what one of the main things that they used was a patu. Uh, it's just a gorgeous movie. Technically an action movie, but it's done so well. The historical accuracy, the it's just beautiful to learn, especially if you want to learn a little bit more about Maori culture. Maori, the people who lived on the islands in New Zealand for centuries, and I mean, the first people there. Uh, Before, like I said, before like Europeans invaded, took over, and this just kind of really digs into their culture and what things were like back then, and plus some really kick-ass fighting. I mean, like I said, it's brutal, and it's just amazing to watch because there's nothing fake about it. It's all real, and it's brutal. It's wonderful. I mean, but just to see, to learn more about the culture and how they lived, the respect, everything. But this is a movie I always try to recommend to people, but a lot of people get turned off because it's in another language and is subtitled. But honestly, this is a movie I think that everybody should see. Well, maybe not little kids. Well, possibly. I don't know. It's brutal, but again, I just wanted to give a shout out to this movie because I love it so much. The Dead Lands. Yeah, I think you can stream it on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or something too. But yeah, check it out. The Dead Lands. Amazing. I love it. Just wanted to give my review of that. So check it out. Until next time, thanks for joining Ticks, Flicks, Knives, and Sticks. See you next time.